Hey everybody, I'm back, and this week we're reviewing Psycho. Freeze! Seriously, that's not even the right kind of gun. Put your hands in the air!
Criminal code efficient over 9,000.
Seriously? Psycho Pass was made in the year 2012 under production IG, who's been involved with Blood the Last Vampire, Fully Cooley, End of Evangelion, and a Pokemon movie, so there's that. Oh, they also worked on this little show called Attack on Titan, but you probably never heard of it, so. Psycho Pass is set in a futuristic version of Japan where everything is regulated by a supercomputer known as the Sybil system. And by everything, I mean everything, which is why I said everything, don't question me. This thing tells you everything from what kind of job you can have to what kind of music you can listen to, and most importantly, to what kind of person you are. Or more specifically, whether or not you're a potential criminal. It does this by measuring what's called your Psycho Pass, which is basically the likelihood of you completely losing your shit at any given moment. And that is where our main protagonist, Akane, comes into play. See, she's a rookie inspector with the police force who somehow managed to not only get a perfect score in every single category on the Sybil system job test, but also seemingly has a somehow unshakable Psycho Pass. On her first day at work, Akane is met by her seasoned partner, Genoza, along with 4 enforcers. What's an enforcer, you probably didn't ask, but I'm gonna answer anyway. An enforcer is someone whose Psycho Pass has reached potential criminal status, but that the Sybil system has cleared to work under investigators to catch potentially more dangerous criminals. These enforcers include the cool laid-back Kaguri, the cold stoic Kunizuka, the old cyborg Masaoka, and our real main character, Kogami. As the series progresses, Akane and the others work to take out any potential criminals in the city, which sounds great, but is totally the opposite of great, which I guess is It's teared. See, in order to help catch these criminals, the Sybil system has given the inspectors and enforcers a couple of tools along the way. The first of which being the random sensors and scanners set up across the city that constantly scan every citizen's Psycho Pass. The second tool is the Dominator gun. This is a gun given to both enforcers and inspectors with the safety that only unlocks when the proper person is holding it. These guns also have 2 settings, stun and kill. Stun activates when a person's Psycho Pass is above normal levels, and kill activates when it reaches Ray Rice levels, and turns the target into Deacon Frost. But the problem with this system is that just like all other forms of technology, it is inherently flawed, susceptible to both human ingenuity and other forms of technology. Which is exactly what starts happening all across Japan, and the worst part is that all of these incidents seem to be connected to one man, Makishima, a criminal who has somehow always managed to get around the Sybil system and has never been caught. As far as looks go, this show is beautiful. Everything from artwork to fight scenes to backgrounds especially is just top tier. The only thing negative I can even say about the visuals is that the character designs, they can be a little bit uninspired, but this is set in a futuristic world where everything's kind of white and sterile and government run like Equilibrium, so you'd kind of expect that. Except for in the internet sequences wherein the pellet explodes and everything gets vibrant and colorful and crazy, but you know, that's the internet for you, so just be glad they're not all cats. Loud and audible disappointed sigh. Aside from that, there are some weird CG bits with the vehicles and the mechs and the wheat. The wheat is CG. What? But none of the CG is too bad or jarring, so I'm not gonna dock it too hard on that, especially given the fact that most of the fight scenes in gore are just, they're phenomenal. So I mean, it's gonna get a pass on that. As for the music, I absolutely adore both the opening and closing songs. The opening song mixed with the opening visuals for the first season really set this beautiful noir tone that I kind of want to see the entire series done in just because it would be awesome. Do I really need another reason? I mean, that'd be awesome. Then again, aside from the opening and closing songs, in the OST nothing really stood out for me, but then again with an opening that strong, nothing really has to. Now as far as voice acting goes, I only saw the dub, but really that's all I needed to see. I mean, all of the voice actors did an amazing job, although at first I wasn't really feeling Akane's voice actor, but given enough time throughout the series, it did grow on me, and now I really can't imagine anybody else doing it. So all in all, the visuals and audio both get strong marks, which considering IG's track record, really shouldn't surprise anyone. And lastly, as always, we come to the characters and the plot. First up, we have Akane, who starts off the show as a gung-ho greenhorn detective, but throughout the show matures and loses her naivete, and because of that, she becomes a much better inspector and detective. She might not be the most interesting character in the world, but when all is said and done, she probably has the biggest and most consistent character development in the entire series. Next up we have Genoza, her veteran partner who seems to have a mysterious past with almost all of the enforcers working beneath them. And lastly we have the enforcers themselves, all of which have a very checkered past that gets explored fairly thoroughly, except for maybe Kagari. The real linchpin of this series, however, is Kogami. Now at first he might come off as your generic headstrong soldier type character, but yeah, that's pretty much what he is. But he also has a really great enshrouded past, and as the story progresses gets quite a bit of development. And even though he's a latent criminal, his eye for detective work surpasses that of even his superiors, and in a lot of ways, he's probably a better person than they are. Not to mention that his history with our main antagonist and storyline in general are both very, very involved, and at times even captivating. When it comes to plot, Psycho Pass isn't so much about the characters as it is about the world. It really delves into the concepts and implications of a world ran by something like the civil system. It starts off with a guy trying to rape and kill a woman and being captured, but the experience causes so much grief in the woman that her psychopath begins to rise. She's a mentally fractured victim, not a killer, but the system doesn't judge based on circumstance, only rating. And that brings up the moral dilemma of what's right and what's wrong, and this show is not afraid to delve into questions like that, examining both its world and the way that it's structured. And that to me is what not only makes this show great, but one of the best I've seen in recent memory. And by this show, I mean Psycho Pass 1. Psycho Pass 1. Just one. One. But that's not to say that this show is perfect, because it's not. Like I said, there are some strange CG bits, and I really would have liked to have gone deeper into some of the enforcers' backgrounds, not to mention some of the auxiliary stuff going on in the city. But with all that being said, those are really just minor complaints. All in all, this show is really good, and none of that would stop me personally from a second viewing. So with all that being said, Psycho Pass gets an overall score of 8.4 out of 10. It's a really great story, and if you don't mind gore, thrillers, or some really twisted storylines, you're probably gonna enjoy it. As of right now, the show is licensed by Madman and Funimation, and is available for your streaming pleasure on Netflix. So if you have the streaming service, I highly suggest adding it to your queue. And if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below telling me what anime you think I should review next, and check out the new annotations. Snazzy, right? Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to go before they get here. Bye.
Where the hell is he?
The opening song mixed with the opening visuals for the first season really sets this dramatic noir feel that I love, and I kind of want to see the whole entire series animated. Fuck.